Ahoy! It's time to talk about one of my very favorite things again, book to film adaptations. As is tradition, every year I make 1 or 2 videos talking through the book to film adaptations that are coming up. There's quite a few at the moment. I know it's already a little bit into the year, but actually when I was doing research there is not that much known yet about a lot of the films that are sort of being speculated to come out later this year. So we're going up to about April, and there's actually plenty to talk about. In these videos I also don't cover every single book to film adaptation, but I usually tend to pick ones that I'm actually interested in and that I think that you will be interested in as well. But of course, if I've missed any that you think I should know about, leave a comment below. Okay, we're going by order of when they're coming out. We're gonna start off with A Wrinkle in Time. This is one that I'd heard lots about and I didn't realize it was kind of like a middle grade ebook. It's a much loved classic sci-fi adventure. I think it's about a brother and a sister and their friend, and there's been a wrinkle in time and their dad's gone missing and they're going on an adventure to try and find the dad. There's evil forces, of course. I'm trying to figure out when this first came out. It first came out in 1962. The cast of this film includes Oprah Winfrey, Mindy Kaling, I think that's how you pronounce it, Reese Witherspoon, Chris Pine, and many more. So this is one that I actually want to read. I'm very curious about this book. It looks like it'll be quite a quick read as well. Next up there's Love, Simon, also out in March in the US and the beginning of April in the UK. It's based on the book Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, but they obviously thought that was too much of a mouthful, so they changed it to Love, Simon. And this is one that I've actually half read. That was ages ago, so I need to start from the beginning again and go through it. I have read Becky Albertalli's other book, which is The Upside of Unrequited, and I really enjoyed that. So this is the story of Simon, who's gay, and he's talking to this boy online, and then one day the emails fall into the wrong hands and I think he starts getting blackmailed. I think in general it's supposed to be like a really funny book and really upbeat, and there's a sequel to it coming soon as well. But I'm actually going to a screening of Love, Simon on Valentine's Day, so depending on when this video goes up I will have already seen it or not seen it yet. I always have so many IMDb tabs open. So Catherine Langford is in it, who was in 13 Reasons Why, and the main character is played by Nick Robinson. What else was he in? So he's the guy who was in Everything Everything and The Kings of Summer, which I've actually never watched and I really want to. Just making a mental note for myself. Oh, and he's in Jurassic World. What? Okay, cool. A lot of things I didn't know. Then next up there is one that people have been talking about so much. When Are You Out? And this one's out at the end of March. It is Ready Player One. Now, I have been meaning to read this book for many years and people keep recommending it to me as well. So hopefully I'll get to read it before the film comes out. But it's basically, if I have this right from like the times I've talked about it in the past, it is about this video game that everyone's playing. It's kind of like a virtual reality video game, and then the owner of it dies and he leaves behind all these Easter eggs, and if you can sort of solve it and find the final answer, you will win a massive prize / inherit the game, I think. And one of the other things is that it's filled with 80s pop culture. I don't think I've really ever read anything like this. Also, I don't know that much about the 80s, so I would like to discover more about that. The trailer for the film looks, I mean, good to me. I haven't read the book, so I can't really tell, but yeah, definitely one that I'm interested in. The next one is an interesting one because I haven't heard that much about it, but I am on the press list for it, so they keep sort of sending me updates about it, but I haven't heard a lot of other people talk about it. It is Every Day by David Levithan, which is like a super like spoken about old school YA book about a person who wakes up in a different body every day and so experiences lots of different points of view, but then falls in love and then obviously has to like constantly find that person again and get to know that person again while they're in a different body. The trailer looks alright for the film actually. It's coming out in February in the US, and I think not until April in the UK, but I'm really curious to see if it's gonna hit like cinemas and stuff like that, just because I haven't heard anything about it, but sometimes that comes in really late. Again, a book that I'm definitely interested in reading as well, so if you hadn't heard about this yet, go watch the trailer, and if you've read this book, let me know what you think about both the book and the trailer. And then we're almost there. There's not like a ton coming out at the moment that I'm super interested in. There's gonna be The Handmaid's Tale Season 2. Loved The Handmaid's Tale, read it last year, watched Season 1, loved it as well, so if you have not read it yet, please do so. It is a fantastic book, one that I'm definitely going to reread. I feel like at this point people know what it's about, so I don't really need to do the whole spiel again. But I'm also curious to see where the TV show is gonna go, because it kind of basically got to the end of the book. So, and finally, this is more like a shout out because there's no date known for it yet in the UK, but it's the Miseducation of Cameron Post. It premiered at Sundance and it did really, really well. It has Chloe Grace Moretz in it, and it's about a girl who lives in the American South, and she is like caught kissing another girl. Then her parents die. I think it's probably in a car crash or something like that. And then she goes to live with her conservative aunt. She has to hide her sexuality and gets sent away for, I think it's like conversion therapy. This again is a YA book that is like a classic. It's been out for so long, but it's only recently been published in the UK by Penguin. I haven't actually seen the trailer for the film. I wonder if the trailer is out there. I'm gonna have a look and see if it's there, and I'll put it in the description if it is. But I've watched some interviews with the cast, and hopefully it will come out in cinemas in the US and the UK. So I'm just keeping an eye on the release dates and seeing when it comes out. And that is actually all of the ones I wanted to talk about. So if you enjoy reading the book before you see the film, then here are some of the ones you can dive into. Like I said, if there's anything I missed, please let me know in a comment below. And hopefully I'll be back soon with some reviews for some of the films when they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Doei!